Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online. In today's video I am taking the auto-Jackdaw in another 4 out of 10, and this time we're going to try to see how long it takes to run this baby with the actual auto-targeting missiles. So you can get a lot more DPS out of the ship if you use Mjolnir missiles, but on this one, let's see, once they start targeting me, max flight range is 70 kilometers, so we've got plenty of room, and then it's really all about flying away from all of the annoying damage. So I actually think that we're gonna start by going straight up here away from the enemies, and then we always take on the nearest target, which really should be the frigates first, and they're not too much of a challenge. But the real question is going to be, can we handle these cruisers in a decent amount of time and volleys? So tank-wise, we've got both a speed and a nice little shield rep. All of that, of course, is cap stable. That'll just keep going. And there now you can see the Centum Slaughter taking... it actually goes surprisingly well here. Let's see how much structure HP these guys have. Now we're actually targeting something else, unfortunately. So we don't finish the cruiser. But I guess if I go in that direction, we can try to get back on the cruiser. Yeah, there it goes. So that's down. And what is really cool about this fit, of course, is how it's an auto-Jackdaw. It just basically does everything automatically, which is pretty cool. And if you want to keep an eye on your targets, you can always, of course, target them first. So there's another mutilator. Centiplague getting wrecked quite quickly. More frigates still insisting on trying. That's pretty funny. They keep trying to rush me, and then those guys back there, are they like stuck on the structures again? I think he just basically made his way past it just now. So the shields, that's pretty quick, but you can see that you do need a bit more work on the armor and the rep as well, putting us, well, this actually feels like it's pretty well under control, and like we are still putting down at least a somewhat decent time. I mean, it's definitely a bit more work to get through these cruisers. We still have 29 missiles in all of my launchers, so I still think that that's okay. Let's start approaching the gate here next. And yep, just keep going one after another. Missile. I do like that. The playstyle of the auto-Jackdaw is perfect for me. Someone also asked in a comment, why am I still doing 4 out of 10s and exploration in high-sec? Well, for me it's all about having fun. And this to me is fun. It's relaxed. It's stress-free environment. As much as you can find that, I think, in EVE Online, and you know, from time to time you get a nice drop out of it as well. So to me, this is actually a great activity for me to just keep doing whenever I wanna quickly play some EVE Online, enjoy the game a little bit. And with the auto-Jackdaw, well, it's just, as you saw, get on the field, activate all of your launchers, and then just fly manually a little bit to try and avoid the damage, or maybe to try and set yourself in such a position that you can prioritize some of your targets. But we are down to just a couple cruisers and a frigate left. That's in 4 minutes. It is definitely slower than what we would like to see by a little bit, but it's also completely effort-free, of course. So now, if you absolutely want to, what you could do is you could stop them, which I think makes sense when we're up against these cruisers. Then we'll group them up. Then we'll load the Mjolnir Fury missiles, which goes pretty fast. And then at 52 kilometers flight time, we're gonna stop my ship and see, look at that. That is, of course, pretty nice. Single volley in armor, second volley in structure, third volley, which should be on the way, should get rid of that cruiser. That is not bad. That is not bad, of course. So the versatility of this ship is absolutely amazing. I think we'll need 2 more volleys for that one as well. But we are also quite far away from them. They can hardly hit me. And we can just snipe them off without too much trouble. Pretty cool. It's definitely a different way of running the 4 out of 10. And then for the second room, I am actually going to see if we can again use the auto-targeting missiles to clear the field first. How much time that takes. But there is little doubt in my mind that the ship can handle that without too much trouble. So you're next. That's just straight a one-shot. Next up, we've got a Sentient Torturer. Fire all the high-powered missiles at him. Shield's gone. Next up, armor almost gone, so it's going to be 2 volleys for that one. Blap a little bit of structure. Out go the missiles, and the first room has been cleared. Yeah, 6 minutes, a bit longer than what we would like to see. But let's take a look here at the second room. Let's put in the auto-targeting missiles. Like that, and let's go. Let's see if we can actually handle the entire room rather than try to snipe off the true Sancha. It's more efficient time-wise. On the other hand, it's a bit more risky as well in the auto-Jackdaw because you don't have as much HP as something like a faction cruiser, and it is a decent amount of DPS that comes your way. So if you can snipe off all of these little frigates first, which we'll do like that, then we'll just slowly head to the right, I think, and we definitely want to target the true Sancha just in case of him becoming our primary target. Then we can locate the wreck, of course. Afterburner, I think, is a good idea just to make sure that you don't get wrecked too much. Got with your pants down, basically. And all the frigates that are coming in, though, are getting killed quite easily at 30 kilometers range, and we hardly take any damage thanks to our speed, so that's pretty good. Let's take a look as well. The true Sancha is trying to intercept me. That's quite interesting. So he's going to approach me. Next up here we've got mainly cruisers. So out come the auto missiles on those guys, and then we still have a beast back there as well. Yeah, look at that, the mutilator. Compared to the 3 or 4 volleys, you are of course firing quite a little bit more. Bit of shield damage here as well. So we are going to continue to pull away from these guys. And then next up should be the Torturer, I think. Yep. So he takes some damage. Oops, and then we go after another one. We're actually going to keep pulling back and definitely away from these structures, because you don't want to get caught in those. And then the true Sancha is now at 24 kilometers. And look at that, a bit more damage coming in. I think those frigates are going to start to come into play as well. So we are going to pull away from everything and just slowly try to clear the room. That should be the beast down pretty soon. Look at that, a little bit of damage. Next up we've got the frigates lining up. So that should be okay as well. And then basically what we could do is we could try to swing around, take care of all of these cruisers first, and then end up with the true Sancha Foreman as our final target. So we are taking care of some of the final frigates here. Just, I don't have to do anything except pay attention to my flying, and I do like this. I like this quite a lot. We're at 9 minutes, and look at what we've cleared in the second room, so I'd say that that's pretty cool. And yeah, you're flying to try and have your auto missiles do what you want them to do. In this case, we are gonna try to fly all the way around these guys as well, so that we can take care of them. Maybe even pull back from them a little bit more as the cruiser bites the dust. Think they'll come into play next. There you go. So we get this guy and this guy. And they keep trying the laser show is nice, but there's not much they can do against my slippery auto-Jackdaw. So that's the Spectre. Once he's down, I think then we'll try to switch around again. Maybe take a route above the structure and then swoop back around and go back towards the true Sasha Foreman. Such a nice way, in my opinion, a very relaxed way to run these sites in a ship that's really not that costly, especially at the moment. I mean, thank you Glazed Jahan, by the way, for liking the videos. So this is super relaxed. It's also really affordable. You do need to be an Omega because it is a Tech 3 ship, but Jackdaws are really not expensive at the moment, and it's a different way of running your exploration sites than hunting for the very best in efficiency here. We're even going to go through quite a few missiles because we're slowly running out of them. But the plan is working. We can just keep going around everything, guide their damage, and keep trying to slowly whittle everything down until the true Sasha Foreman will be the target left. And then we'll grab our loot, which will hopefully be good. So let's see how the auto reload works as another cruiser bites the dust. Now we gotta be a bit careful, but as long as we keep a route that's nicely above all of these structures and asteroids, I think we'll be fine. More going down. There we go. Here's the reload. Then we have to re-click everything. But that's after like 5-6 minutes in the site, so that's not a big deal, I think. And then we are slowly reapproaching the true Sasha Foreman, which we could go after in just a little bit. We'll keep going here, and then we'll... Yeah, as that one goes down, now we'll try to sneak past everything again and go after the true Sasha Foreman as another frigate bites the dust. And look at that, just keeping everything nicely far away, 30 kilometers. We're really not at risk at all. And just sniping everything off. Quite cool, quite efficient, and so even with the auto missiles, the auto-Jackdaw will do fine in basically, I think, almost any high-sec exploration combat site. Well, maybe a watch, a Sasha watch can be, watch and vigil, those can be tough with all of those missile launchers early on, but it's doing quite well. And here we go, through Sasha Foreman is my next target. Keep going, let's see if his high resists cause me trouble. Yeah, look at that. That does take quite a bit more time. And look at his repping capabilities. Here we might actually really want to switch out. I think we'll want to switch out for the true Sasha Foreman and then those last few cruisers right there. So we're gonna regroup, put the Mjolnir missiles in. We're gonna hit the true Sasha Foreman first and foremost. So there goes the volley. That's a bit better. Fire! Keep firing, come on. Yeah, when you're stuck with only cruisers, then it's probably best to quickly switch out your missiles. Next we'll go in this direction. Keep trying to track me, it won't work. But my missiles, despite your disruption, will land without too much trouble. He does have quite a strong amount of rep, but we get through him. Well, I'm not sure. With the auto missiles, we would have been here for a very long time because he does have a very strong repping capability. So, good to know. You definitely want to switch out for the true Sasha Foreman and prioritize the small stuff at first when you're going in the second room. So, that one's next. Oh, where's the loot? Where did he blow up? Sasha. God damn it. I'll have to try and find him again. That's also all regular Sasha. Overseer wreck. There we go. You're next. Fire at the mutilator. Then we get the torturer back there at 18. That should be enough. You are next. And let's take a look at our loot. 24 million, not bad. True Sancha capacitor booster. Definitely one of those that I think I'm going to keep for the dungeon sites, for the Abyss, so that I can RNG those. I mean, I feel like 20 million, it's really not that expensive, but it can be really cool to upgrade a True Sancha. I think if you're lucky then on the roll, you do get something that will be considered very high tier in the economy. And there you go, guys. Takes about 15 minutes, but again, you are running these sites quite easily in a ship that only costs a fraction of some of those high-end cruisers. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time.